wrestling from the blue corner, Madison Valley Athletic Club. He was third in 2013 at the World Team Trials. Third in 2013 at the U.S. Open. Please welcome Zach Ray.
And these are the heavyweights, 125 kilos, 275 pounds. In the red singlet, Tervel Dlagnev, the 2009 World Bronze Medalist. His opponent in the blue singlet, Zach Ray from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, the Lehigh Valley Athletic Club. Tervel Dlagnev, 28 years of age. Zach Ray, 25. Dlagnev, for the past 5 years, has had a strong claim to this particular weight class. He was 5th in the 2011 and the 2013 World Championships, 5th in the 2012 Olympic Games. He won the Open Championship against Don Bradley with a technical superiority. And Jake Herbert, he seems to think that this is his weight class, does Tervel Dlagnev.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with him. You see the size of him out there and those legs? These guys are big, these guys are strong, and they can move. And you'll see that when they explode and when they go. But yeah, Tervel has definitely been here. I mean, being on every world team from 2009 through 2013, with the exception of 2010, where he was runner-up and alternate.
And one of the things about Dlagnev as a heavyweight, I think that really attracts so many people, is the fact that he throws and he has moves. A lot of times you'll see heavyweights that go out there, they'll push, they'll shove, they'll bump. But Tervel Dlagnev can shoot, and he can move, and he can finish.
They call him the John Smith of heavyweights. You know, he's got that low single, and he studied a lot of John Smith wrestling tape. I've been in the room with him wrestling and working and picking John Smith's brain a lot as well to really get that down. And I mean, you want to see movements? Google Tervel Dlagnev dancing. He can dance, and it's unbelievable. He dances like a freestyle, like he could be on So You Think You Could Dance. It's unbelievable. I've seen him move. I can't dance like that.
Well, I might have to Google that just to see what kind of fluid movements he might have. But right now, he's on the backside of a front headlock by Zach Ray. You know, we talk about Tervel Dlagnev, but Zach Ray's had quite a tournament himself. He was the 2011 NCAA champion for Lehigh University. And this year, he won the Cerro Pelado International Tournament down in Cuba, which is a tough tournament to win.
Yeah, very tough tournament to win. Something fun about Zach Ray is that he cost Lehigh a little bit of money. They actually had to go and get the bigger size 120 and 140 pound dumbbells because he maxed out with the biggest ones they had there. Yeah, and I mean, he's as big and as strong as they get. And you haven't really seen too much action here out of them yet, but when they explode and when they go, I mean, it's strong and it's fast.
We're in the shot clock right now, which is a step in the passivity procedure when either wrestler appears to be passive or no points have been scored. Then they start a 30-second shot clock. That one was against Zach Ray, and by being unable to score, Dlagnev picks up a point, so he leads 1-0.
Yep, there it is. There's that low attempt right there by Tervel trying to get that ankle, but Zach Ray just too fast.
Now, these two wrestlers met in the 2008 Olympic trials. Of course, Dlagnev was the winner in that particular competition, but they've wrestled before, but not competitively since 2008.
Yeah, a lot of these guys out here train together at the training camps. They get together, they wrestle each other a lot, but you don't always end up competing against one another, just the way that certain people go to different tournaments. Some people lose, some people win at different things. It's really hard to really get people that run into each other over and over and over again.
So the first period comes to a close with Tervel Dlagnev taking a 1-0 lead over Zach Ray.
The DJ Casanova B, Brian Kreitz from
You got Bergman, Roselli over in the corner working with Tervel Dlagnev.
Oh yeah, and it's always fun seeing little Lou Roselli there coaching big Tervel Dlagnev, trying to have him to get up on his tiptoes there to get Tervel's shoulders wiped off there.
Second period underway in the 125 kilo. 275-pound category. A narrow 1-point lead by Tervel Dlagnev over Zach Ray. And you would think by now that possibly this particular bout would have been a little more higher scoring than it is.
I don't know, when you get to the heavyweight, when you have 260, 270 pounds to try to move and push around, it's hard to put a lot of points up there on the board.
That is a lot of weight. One of the interesting things about Dlagnev is he moved to the United States from Bulgaria. That was at the age of 4.
Yep.
Dlagnev leading 1-0, 2:20 remaining, period 2. 125 kilos.
And
nice, there's his shot.
Very nice.
That's a great shot. Single leg, nice and low. Gets a finish, and that's a 3-point lead.
That was something he could not get done in the first period. He knew he had it in his arsenal. He simply went to his bag of tricks and said, I'm going to shoot down low and get it because this is what I can do as a big man. And that is typical vintage, if you will. Classic Tervel Dlagnev.
Oh, yeah. He's really good at getting to those leg attacks and finishing quick and right away. Typically, you don't see heavyweights shoot too much. You see them try to snap you down and go behind you and pull you down. But Tervel, he's been going the opposite. He gets in on those legs and gets up and gets through you.
That's that John Smith move that you were talking about.
Yeah, it's getting there. I mean, you want to talk about a great wrestling mind. There's Tervel Dlagnev, who has unbelievable knowledge and just studies hours and hours of film. I mean, it's really funny. The kids on his team tease him because if it doesn't deal with wrestling, he's not interested in it. He doesn't really do too much. He's got a kid, he's got a wife, and he's got wrestling, and that's his job, and that's about it. Oh, and the dancing.
Well, and the dancing, correct. But I will tell you, I call that focus. And you've got to have that kind of focus if you're going to become a world champion, if you're going to become a national champion. You've got to have that single-minded purpose. And that's what Tervel Dlagnev has. Now, I've been overseas with Dlagnev. In fact, we went into Iran a couple of years ago, and he's a very, very delightful young man.
Oh, my gosh, he's awesome. Yeah, he's all around great guy on the mat and off the mat. Yeah. I mean, he's got his head on together. Very intelligent, too. You know, something you don't really expect out of a giant man like that, but the guy knows his stuff very well. He's very well spoken, and I love the guy.
And you know, he didn't wrestle at Iowa. He didn't wrestle at Penn State. He wrestled at Nebraska Kearney.
Yep. So Division II.
Division II. Yet he found the road that brings him to this particular point in his career, which is highly, highly laudatory.
Well, you know how he started wrestling. He got caught in 9th grade from the basketball team. And there he goes, started wrestling in 9th grade and kind of has come into full range there. You know, you could imagine what would have happened when he would have started a little bit earlier.
Yeah, probably might have wished he had started earlier. But, you know, sometimes I will see athletes start just a little bit later, and they maintain that hunger much further down the line.
Yep. And this first match is going to go to Tervel Dlagnev right here with that 3-0 lead. Short time left on the clock. There's an attack by Zach Ray, and Tervel putting 2 more on the board there at the end. He takes match 1.
This period comes to a close. The match comes to a close with Tervel Dlagnev defeating Zach Ray by the score of 5-0 in this, their first of 3 bouts.